Thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of Paid and Passion, where we let our passions work for us. Today, I got my boy Jay with me. Could you tell us about the passion that's paying you right now?
I'm a firefighter, so that's what it's all about.
Okay,
right now, right?
firefighting. You're probably the first firefighter that I've ever met,
It's
ever
crazy. A
known.
lot of people say that.
Yeah,
Like, they're like,
and you're young.
yeah.
So, how did you get into firefighting?
All right, so graduated high school. Well, I guess you could say like throughout the senior year. You know how you go through the motions senior year. You're
Right.
like, okay, maybe I'll go to school. Maybe I'll do military. Maybe I'll just work, do
Right.
something, take a year off. I was in between all of those. So my uncle's a firefighter in Miami, from Miami-Dade.
Okay.
And he was trying to get me to come down to Miami. So when I graduated, I was like, let me try here first, and then if I don't end up getting it, I'll come to Miami. So I ended up applying. I was 18. I was 17 when I graduated, so I had to wait like a year. So I was 18 when I applied, which you have to be. In order to be a firefighter, you got to be 18.
Right.
So I ended up applying that whole, I think your application stays in for like a whole year.
Mm-hmm.
That whole year, I didn't hear anything.
Right. Okay.
I was like, damn. So I ended up doing college orientation. I was supposed to go to University of West Georgia.
Okay.
It was like, okay, move-in day. Went to orientation. Orientation was cool. You know, it was like a little bits and pieces of the college experience. So it was cool. And then moving day, they were like, all right, moving day is this and that. I didn't even go to moving day because I dropped it last second. I was like, I'm not gonna do school.
Yeah.
I'm gonna waste money. I just want to go to school, party, have fun.
Yeah.
Which is majority of people.
Yeah.
So then I was like, my mom was just like, she was again like pissed at me. She was like, what are you gonna do?
Right.
Because you know every parent wants their kid to know like what they want to do after they graduate.
Right. You kind of whispering a little bit.
Oh, my fault.
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably picking up, but
yeah. Just speak up a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay. So, you know, every parent, you know, wants to know, wants their kid to do good
right
after they graduate. So then I went Army route. I was taking an ASVAB. I think my score was like a 60 something. It wasn't that high.
Yeah.
So recruiter was like, okay, you took your ASVAB. Now you're gonna, you know, get your job base or whatever.
Right.
And I was about to go to basic.
Can you describe like what the ASVAB is?
ASVAB is like I forgot what it stands for, I'm not gonna lie, but it's like a test you have to take. Every person who goes to somebody takes, and they basically just score you, and that's how they pick your jobs, basically.
Right. Okay.
So there's some math, basically like a whole bunch of school subjects and stuff.
Okay.
But there was that, scored like a 60 something. So then he was like, okay, we're gonna talk about your jobs and stuff. Ended up dropping out last second. So I just kept dropping out of stuff last second here and there. So then I think I started working Amazon, and then I was security at Kroger.
Okay.
You heard of the murder Kroger, right? Yeah, I was security over there. I was just car patrol.
Okay.
Not really doing real security.
Right. But smooth little job.
Yeah, smooth little job.
Okay.
So I was working like 7 days a week. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, it was security. Wednesday through Saturday, it was Amazon overnight. So my schedule was kind of like types of messed up.
Right.
So then I was like, I'm getting sick of this because Amazon, it gives you back pain, feet pain, a whole bunch of.
That's the thing about them warehouse jobs. Like, yeah, they can be some good quick money, but the physical labor,
it's not. It's literally modern day slavery. It's not even worth it for it. Like, you didn't even have a manager for it. It was like a robot. Yeah. You're talking to a robot. Yeah. If you wanted to call out, you just told the robot or something like that. It was just all types of weird. But I ended up trying again, and I was still working. I ended up leaving Amazon because it was just too much manual labor. It was just taking a huge toll on my body. So then I was just working security like 5-6 days a week, something like that. And then I ended up getting an offer letter from fire department. Okay. And
so about how long between when you first applied after high school to your offer letter, how long was that about?
So the first time I applied when I was 18, that application got wiped out
Oh,
because
okay.
it was already a year.
A year, okay.
So I had to reapply, and then I ended up hearing something about 2 months of that. And then that hiring process is a whole like lengthy ball game. It's like you got to take a psych test, polygraph test, drug test, and there's another test you got to take. I forgot what it's called, but it's just a whole bunch of tests, and that's the hiring. Like that's the whole hiring process. It took me about 6-7 months.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so I was still working security, but I was constantly waiting for like that real offer letter to come in.
What made you reapply again after you didn't get it the first time? Like, did they tell you that they wiped it out, or you just knew, okay, it's a year?
I used to call, like, you know how you'd apply to jobs and you call, see what your application status was like. They'd be like, okay, if you don't hear anything in like a year, then go ahead and reapply. But I think they weren't hiring because that was the year COVID had just like started. Okay. So it was at 2020. It was like 2019, end of 2019, coming in 2020, which is I think when they just stopped hiring completely. Okay. But what made me try again? I had this boy. He told me he was going through it, and I was like, "Oh, like you're going through it," but like I didn't end up getting in the first time, so I was like, "Okay, let me try again."
Okay, going through the process, not going through like I think you meant like hard times, like he going through.
Oh no. Okay. He was going through the process, and I was like, "Okay, let me try again."
Yeah. Okay.
Ended up getting in, so I guess they started hiring again.
Okay. So
he ended up being in an academy class before me, and then I was like the class after him. We were trying to get in together, but you know, it was just he just did it earlier before me, and then.
Okay. So is it like they hire a group of people at the same time, and then they go through the schooling, and then guys like graduate firefighting school together?
Yeah. So they hire you based on like the tests and stuff. Okay. And then you end up going up to the academy and doing a PPE. Okay. It's like a little physical test that you have to do. So you're like carrying hose up like 5 flights of stairs. I think you're searching in a tower or something like that. I really can't remember everything because it's been so long since I did it. Carrying a ladder, dragging a dummy, carrying. I think it's a Y. It's like a little portable hydrant or something like that. It's really heavy. Okay. But carrying that with the hose, it's just a whole bunch of stuff you have to do. But you do that. I think they put you in academy based on times. Okay. Because it's a timed like test. Right. But I'm not really sure. Because when I did it, I remember the instructor telling me, "This is time. So whatever, the faster you do, the further you go in front of somebody, like their spot, kind of." Okay. So like there's the whole bunch of hirees, and then let's say he does a 10-minute one, I do a 7-minute one. I'm significantly in front of him, getting into that next class. And then that's how they do it.
Is everybody getting hired still, or like what's the purpose of having a higher rank?
I think everybody is getting hired. My county right now, we're so short staffed. We're hiring everybody as we can, but you can get hired, but you still have to pass academy. Okay. And academy is like one of the hardest things I've ever had to like go through. Mm-hmm. But
like physically, mentally,
everything really. Yeah. Because I'm gonna say it's more mental than it is. It's definitely physical, but it's all about like having that mindset of not giving up. Yeah. That's where you're gonna strive, bro.
And is it because of just all the physicality in it? Of like, all right, I got to do this every day. Of I guess it's like working out. I guess really training your body for that long.
It's a different type of working out. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's having extra pounds of gear on you. Yeah. Like the jacket is probably like an extra 10, pants with tools and stuff inside, probably 20. Pack is like 30, 40 pounds. Helmet, probably another 5 pounds. So you got a lot of weight added on to you. Academy wasn't more like, weight training. Mm-hmm. It was more like body weight and then like all the stuff you have on you. The type of exercises though, they weren't really extra. It's like stuff you have to do as a firefighting officer, like searching on your hands and knees. You gotta like slide. It's a whole.
So it's like a boot camp.
Basically.
Okay.
And there was a whole bunch of military people in there too, so they were saying even academy was harder than like
right,
basic training.
How long was
academy? Another 6-7 months.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So 6-7 months of just straight work.
No, I mess with that. Well, I'll say I mess with that because at this point, it's either you want it or you don't. And when it comes to firefighting, like where you're actually like saving people's lives for real, you have to be able to be mentally sustained for that. You got to be physically sustained for that. And I mean, you just got to go through the training for it.
Yeah. Like my biggest tip for like if somebody was to go to academy, because me coming into academy, I was the person who's like, I'm not really trying to talk to nobody. I'm just do what I have to do, get work done. Firefighting is such a team based, like it's like a brotherhood. Like it's all team oriented. Like you can't. It's no single man out. Even in academy, it was 2 in, 2 out. If you went somewhere without like your buddy, everybody had to run towers. So they'd punish you like they'd get you used to always taking somebody with you, being with somebody.
Right.
So you had to really like start talking
and communicating and making
sure. Because I'm telling you, I went in there, I was like, I'm not talking to nobody, bro. I'm just trying to pass, graduate, get through.
Okay.
Like you really got to build that base. And we ended up, I had a group. You're gonna need a group of people to help get you through, because we all push each other every single day, Monday through Friday, trying to get each other through. Because I'm not gonna lie, without the people I had, I probably would have ended up not going through. Not because it was like too draining, which it was, but when you have those people like backing you and supporting you,
you look forward to doing it.
Yeah, it just makes you want to keep going. All the hard stuff becomes kind of easy, just because you have those people.
Okay. So if I'm trying to make this, I'm trying to understand it. So when you guys go to the academy, is all the people that you graduated with, do they still go to the same firefighting department, or?
Yeah, so it's all under the same department. When you graduate academy, everyone gets filtered to different stations.
Okay.
So a couple people that I graduated with went to my same station, but we're on different shifts.
Okay.
And then it's the same, because there's 31 stations in the academy. So
like 31 what? Like stations?
Yeah, like stations. Like it's all under Gwinnett County, but it's just different areas of Gwinnett.
Okay.
Because Gwinnett's like one of the biggest counties. Right. So there's stations in Norcross, Lawrenceville, Beaufort, Sugar Hill. It's just filtered out.
Okay. What are you guys shifts?
Shifts are 24 on, 48 off. Sometimes 48, 24. So like we have this thing called like mandatory overtime. You have to like pick your days that you want to work overtime. So those are the days you'll work a 48 and then
48 hours in a row.
So one whole day, one whole day there, and then sometimes you'll have to travel to a different station and work at that station. So
how do you get used to like being up for 48? Like you can't sleep.
Oh no, you can sleep.
Oh, so y'all just chilling at the firehouse?
That's a common like misconception. Like people ask like, 48 hours do you sleep? Yeah, we have like beds there. They're like twin XLs. They're like college rooms kind of.
Oh, okay.
So they're not like rooms with doors. They're kind of like, I don't know how to explain it, but there's beds in each little like cubby area or whatever. There's walls separating us. Okay. There's just no like full wall. Yeah. So like you can like, if I peeked over the wall, I could see you sleep or whatever.
How long did it take you to get comfortable like sleeping there? Or like just being comfortable at a fire station?
At the fire station?
Like you're living there low key.
Yeah. It's basically like your second home.
Right.
So like, say we're at a station right now. We could be doing this, but it's just if we get a call, we gotta pause.
You gotta go do your thing.
That's basically what it's like. Like you can do really anything you can. Like we be playing ping pong, watching movies, a whole bunch of stuff. Baseball, golf. We have like little wiffle balls and stuff. But when we get that call,
it's time to go.
time to go.
Okay.
But it took me a little minute to get used to it. Like I tried to stay up the full 24 hours my first shift because I was scared I was gonna miss a call. Like, because at night we have a thing called the encoder. It goes off, but only for like our station. So like it'll loud beeping noise, and then it'll say like either the engine, med unit, or truck, and then whatever's called, and if that's what you're riding, you go ahead and get up for that call.
What was your first call like, or like how long? Well, first, how long from when you started? How long did it take for you to get your first call, and then can you describe that experience?
My first call was that first day.
Really?
That I was at work, because I mean, everybody, you'll be surprised when many people call 911.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people call 911. So I mean, the first call was like a medical call. It was, I can't really remember what the first call was, but I mean, it was probably like a medical call. I had people showing me the ropes and stuff, so I was still like, getting used to it. Because there's academy way of learning stuff, and then there's a
real life,
a field way.
Right.
Like in academy, you search hands and knees. Field way, it's you're going in looking around, unless the smoke is piled so low that you have to get on your hands and knees. So academies are just a basic. Field way is like more enhanced ways, easier ways of doing stuff.
Okay. We're about to go back real quick.
Okay.
So because one thing that I try to do with this platform is, at the same time as I'm exposing different careers to different people, I want them to kind of relate to a personality or like a characteristic, so they can be like, okay, me and this person have similar tendencies. Maybe this is a career that I could go into.
Yeah.
So could you like describe to us like what type of high school student you were, or like just how you were like in your young, you're so young, but your younger days.
High school, I was just, it was straight.
Yeah.
Just go to school. I was class clown. I'm not gonna lie. Like I was always trying to make the next person laugh.
Yeah.
I was just trying to make class enjoyable because, when I went to high school, we didn't really have teachers that really cared about the craft for real.
Okay.
It was just teachers who taught to get rid of student loans, or just taught just because they didn't really have anything else to do. Like 10th, 11th grade, my 10th and 11th grade science teachers were terrible. I actually like cheated my whole way through 10th and 11th grade science. Like it's actually surprising. It's actually surprising how I graduated, like getting past those grades and like literally cheating my whole way through school. Like, but that's just the type of, I wasn't really like a bad kid. I didn't try to do too much to get in trouble. I just like having fun.
Have fun. Okay.
Grades was probably like B's and C's. I graduated with like a 2.7 GPA. That's basically how school was like.
Okay. What was your outside life like? Like, could you see yourself being a firefighter? Like when you're like, even when your uncle, you say your uncle, right?
Yeah, my uncle.
Even when your uncle introduced it, like, could you, like, if someone's told me, oh yeah, I applied to be a firefighter, like I'm not even wasting my time. I'm not applying.
Yeah, I didn't necessarily see myself as one, because I just, fireman, you think serious, like stern.
Yeah.
I was too goofy. Like,
right.
I was
yeah.
too
That's
goofy to be.
Like, that's what I'm still thinking about.
But it's crazy because when you get an academy and get into the field, these people are literally just as goofy as you. But they know when to cut it off and cut it back on.
Yeah.
Like we joke, my station, my crew, we joke around all the time. Like we have a blast. But when it's time to get serious, we gotta get serious.
And people gotta understand that though. Like I feel like you gotta have that in any job that you do. Like I'm not trying to live life too serious. Like I'm still trying to have fun.
Definitely.
But like when it's time, it's time, because again, in different people's careers, different things are at stake, and it's like in yours. When it's time to get on, like you gotta go save a life.
Oh yeah,
like,
definitely.
A life for real. Yeah. Okay. What has been your biggest flat, like how do I want to say this? What has been your biggest, like, oh whoa, like I'm a firefighter for real moment? Like this is your biggest like wow moment. I'll say that. I could have been said that. That's easy. Your biggest wow moment. Like this is happening.
One, probably when I graduated from academy.
Okay.
Because that was like, because an academy had Fire 1, Fire 2, and then EMT. So EMT was probably the hardest because that's everything medical, like body parts, different drugs for stuff, different types of reactions, strokes, stuff like that. It was just
because firefighters do go out.
For all 85% of our job is medical.
Okay.
Like we're not gonna fight a fire every day. It's more medical stuff we run mixed with fire and like fire related calls. Okay. But my biggest like firefighter definitely graduating, and then probably I'd say on one of my fires when I literally almost like not I don't want to say wow I'm really a firefighter to that, but I guess like seeing the risks of being one. Mm-hmm. We had one fire. It was in the attic. I literally stepped over and stepped right through the like attic like floor or whatever, and I literally almost like fell to the bottom. Oh, wow. But I was caught because the stanchions were kind of like a little skinny, so my pack got caught on the back. So that was kind of like the thing where I was like, wow, like yeah, I need to be more careful. Like yeah, I'm excited to fight fire, but let me like watch where I'm stepping. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Have you had any like really crazy experiences?
Oh, definitely, like a whole bunch. Like, yeah. You saw that fire I posted the other day?
Yeah. Like what was that, like a mansion or something?
I was literally like it was 15,000 square feet. Wow. The house, like it was huge. Fireplaces on every floor. I think there were like 3 floors or 3 or 4. We get there, literally like on the highway to go, you can literally see the header. Header is basically like this smoke just coming up. So we pull up, there's like thousands of feet of 5-inch because the driveway was like so long. And when you walked up to it, like you could just feel the heat. Even in your gear, you're still gonna feel the heat, but it's kind of like condensed a little bit. Like you could still feel that heat was just roaring, and you could hear like stuff falling and collapsing. It was crazy. But that was a crazy house fire because that was like the biggest fire right now. Medical stuff, man, I've seen a lot of crazy medical stuff. Death, gunshots, stuff any average 21-year-old wouldn't normally see. Right. I think, can I say like the craziest thing I saw or? Yep. Oh, okay. I think the craziest like thing I saw was working overtime at a station. We got a river rescue call. This couple was fishing in the lake. They end up calling in. They're like, yeah, I think we see like a dead body like floating in the river. So we have a swiftwater team. They came out with us. I think I was at 19 at the time. So 14 had a good amount of drive to do. So we get there. We're staging at like the entrance of the lake or river or whatever it was called. They end up getting on the boat. Swiftwater comes. They end up getting on the boat. They come back with this white body bag, and I'm on the engine. I'm tailboard on the engine, so I'm gonna have to do the medical report. So they end up opening police. There's mad cops there. Like the police would take pictures, stuff like that. They open the bag up, and that was like the craziest thing I've ever seen. Bloated, super bloated. You can see like marks where fish and turtles were biting them. I think some of the eyes were gone. It was a lot. I shouldn't be saying all this because it's pretty graphic, but
you know, we gotta hear it. We gotta, yeah. Because I honestly don't understand. I don't even, like. I really didn't know firefighters really did all this stuff. Like I really just think fire,
like the medical
like
side
the fires,
of it. Yeah.
Like I'm still trying to understand though. Like, so what do firefighters, like, what do they do for like medical situations? Like you have your police who's doing something, or whatever. You got the ambulance who's doing whatever. So what do the firefighters do?
So like I said, you know, in academy it's Fire 1, Fire 2, EMT. Right. So you have your EMT. You can get your paramedic. Mind you, they pay for you to.
Okay, so the paramedics can be a part of the fire squad?
Yeah, so there's firefighter / paramedic.
Okay.
Firefighter / EMT, which is what I am right now.
Okay.
Firefighter / AEMT. So paramedic is the highest we go.
Like, you say AMT?
AEMT. So it's like a more advanced.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So like they could start IVs, stuff like that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
But paramedic is the highest we go to. So you can be firefighter paramedic, driver paramedic, lieutenant / paramedic, and then captain.
Okay.
And a paramedic. I think in order to be lieutenant and captain and chief and all that, you have to have your paramedic.
Right. That makes sense.
So on medical calls, we have like at my station, we have an ambulance, engine, truck. Mm-hmm. So medical calls, definitely the ambulance is going to go because we are the ones able to take people to the hospital because we have that bed in the back.
Okay.
Engines, we can assist, but we don't take anyone to the hospital because it's like a fire.
Right.
Truck, same thing. We don't take anybody, but we assist on medical calls. So let's say we ran like a overdose. Mm-hmm. It'd be the engine and the med unit. Med unit would, administer drugs, stuff like that, Narcan, whatever they have to do to bring the guy back.
Right.
Engine would assist. Med unit takes the guy to the hospital. Engine ends up going back to the station.
Okay.
Because we can't take anybody to the hospital because there's nothing to put them in.
Right. Okay. So, is this what you imagined it to be? Because it really sounds like y'all getting a lot of different,
Yeah, like
education involved. Like you have to be, an educated. You have to go through some type of education to know all these type of things. Yeah. So like that aspect of college that you were trying to skip out on, you kind of still got that with going to academy and learning all these medical.
It was really like school all over again. We sat in a classroom. They had teachers teaching to us. Well, not teachers, instructors teaching to us. So it was just paid. Like you're literally being paid to learn this stuff.
Yeah, and that is make a difference.
That was a big difference.
That does make a difference.
That was a big. Imagine if we were paid to go to high school. I would literally get through high school. I'm doing all my work on time. If I'm getting paid, but it's just we weren't getting paid in high school.
Yeah, you getting paid with grades.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah, that's the good thing about academy. Like, not every department does that. Like some, you have to pay your way through. But I'm glad, like my department, they paid for it, which made it just 10 times better.
What are your I guess like your 3 to 5 year goals with firefighting, or what else you have going on?
So like, this is called the paid and passion. I love firefighting. Like, don't get me wrong, but I think the passion is really in like taking it to a whole like different level. Like how I said, TikTok and YouTube. Like on TikTok, I'm giving people like an inside scoop of what we do. Because like how you're asking me questions, people have these same exact questions, and I'm basically answering them, showing videos, stuff like that, giving advice. People are commenting like, any academy advice, any interview advice when you have to do the interview.
Right.
So people are basically like asking stuff. That I think that's where it's like it gets me going. Like, this is definitely what I want to do. So like, I already love firefighting. I also love making content, stuff like that. So why not just combine the two?
Right.
Plus, you don't hear too many firefighter creators out there. Like, it's rare.
Yeah.
Super rare. Yeah. Which is how I can kind of like blow up in that type of sense, because not everybody's doing it. Right. And I was watching this one podcast. They were like, if you do like making content, make your job your content.
Yeah.
And I have a cool ass job.
Yeah.
So why not combine the two?
Yeah.
So 3-5 year goals, definitely like get more involved content creator side. Like TikTok is already kind of blowing up, but I want to bring it back to YouTube because YouTube has a longevity.
Yeah, it does.
But me personally, I don't see myself being like lieutenant, captain, or chief. Just I don't know yet. Just in my mindset right now, because I'm still too like, even though my lieutenant and captain are goofy, I don't like all that. Yeah, having too much leadership and stuff like that. I'd rather just have a stress-free. Not saying that firefighting is going to be stress-free,
but not the most stress out of everybody.
Yeah. Because lieutenant, captain, they have like the most like stuff coming back. So you know, there was this one driver who kind of took me under his wing before he retired. When I came to the station, he was like, "Yeah, they've offered me lieutenant." He was well respected, very respected, and they were like, "Yeah, they've offered me lieutenant plenty of times, but I just don't want all that stress."
Yeah.
So I took his advice, to be honest, because I don't want all that. I really don't want all that stress on me, and I'm too goofy to be giving people directions and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I'd rather just stay driver, but later on in my career, because once you're a driver, you don't really ride in the back of the engine and stuff like that anymore. You're not really fighting fire. You're really just supplying water to fight fire. Yeah. So definitely that, but content creation makes sense. That's definitely
okay. That's cool. That's cool. That's cool.
I see myself.
Do you have any advice for anyone who's looking to go into firefighting?
Stay grounded. Definitely stay grounded because, like I said, I could have easily got discouraged that first time I applied. I could have been like, no, I don't even want to do it no more, just because I didn't get that offer letter.
Right.
But definitely stay grounded. If it's something you want to do, definitely stay at it. There's also like explorer programs that you can go through that they're like Boy Scouts, but like kind of for firefighting. Like they're just kids who will come, high school kids who will come and check out the fire station, learn this, learn that. So they already kind of have the upper hand.
Right.
But definitely stay grounded if you're looking to become a firefighter. Be ready, be prepared to see anything. Like you're not going to be prepared when you see it. Like there's definitely calls that are like I've had calls that have given me nightmares, but definitely like be prepared for like the worst because you're going to see a lot of stuff in this profession.
Yeah.
And people, even when people are going into the medical side, because I am type involved in the medical side, I'm like, how are you with smells? How are you with seeing certain things? They're like, I don't like the smell of throw up. This isn't the job for you.
Yeah.
Because it's not every day you see throw up, but you're definitely going to smell UTIs, people pooping on themselves, stuff like that. You're going to smell a lot of crazy stuff. Yeah. And it's going to be stuck in your nose. And when you smell it out, like say you're off shit, and you smell something like that, you're just going to remember that call and brought it back. Like, stuff like that.
Okay.
But yeah, those are definitely the two biggest, as I can say.
Do you have any advice for me as far as with this platform?
Paid and passion, I think it's going to do well, especially if you stay at it. Like when I was watching that episode when you're talking about what exactly it is and how you were writing stuff down, I took from that because how I said I wanted to bring that firefighting into content creating. There's only so much you could do with it. So like when you said that, I didn't start yet, but I'm about to start writing down my vid ideas and then knocking them out one by one.
Because you'll really see how, I don't want to say easy, but you're gonna see how possible it is to attain all those goals. Because especially like before I started, I just always had the idea, but I just never knew how I was going to start or like really anything about it. But literally, as soon as I started writing it, and as soon as you start writing them out, it's just like, okay, let me just do this. And once you do that, you're like, all right, so now this leads to something else. This leads to something else, and then before you know it, you go ahead and really starting what you're doing for real.
Yeah, and then once you do it,
then it just goes.
Because literally, there's so many times people talk about, I'm going to do this, do this, do this, do this. And they're like, damn, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that.
It's crazy because this is my 10th episode. Episode.
But you gotta stay consistent with it. Like consistency is the biggest thing in like content creating.
Yeah,
Staying consistent. Even if it's a video a week, you're still consistent. I'm not gonna say put out a video every day because I'm not gonna lie. If you oversaturate, people are just gonna be like, you just post another one. Like I kind of think of that with like NBA YoungBoy. He releases music so much.
Don't say anything crazy because there's
people out I like NBA YoungBoy. I like NBA YoungBoy, but I'm saying he releases so much music. It's kind of like
you're not gonna keep listening to.
Yeah, I'm not really excited for the next release. I feel like if you have that type of mystery behind it, like when is he gonna drop the next one? It keeps people like watching your videos,
just waiting for the next one.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's literally, for me, it's like more quality over quantity.
Yeah, for sure.
Because you want like the best, especially in this 2023, you want the best quality you can get, and then you want like your videos to be watchable.
Right.
Because this day and age, people's attention spans are
so
very small.
Yeah.
So you really gotta like just go straight into it.
Yeah.
Like not even waste time on intros, stuff like that. I feel like if you have a good intro, it's more, you know, people can sing along to it and stuff like that.
But you just really got to build your foundation.
Yeah,
like once you get your audience for real, like you got your consistent
you got to find
audience.
your flow and this type of stuff. Don't try to be anybody else. Yeah, you can take ideas from people here and there, but twist it, make it your own personal thing. Like, just because I see a lot of like people take stuff from that, take theirs, and then basically copy everything they do. Then you'll have the people who go, "Oh, you're copying." Just twist it up, make it your own.
Okay. So I have one last question for you.
Shoot.
What did the horse say when he fell down the stairs? You're a firefighter. You get the call. A horse fell down the stairs. What did the horse say?
My knee.
What is that? What do you mean?
Like, my knee.
Nah.
No. That sounded crazy.
Nah.
Like I was trying to make a name sound, but like my knee.
Nah.
Oh, I'm bad with jokes.
Oh no, I've fallen. I can't giddy up. All right, guys. As I mentioned, this is the 10th episode and also the final episode of season 1.
What's season 2 looking like?
Season 2, I'm going crazy. I'm not even gonna lie. Okay. I'm going crazy. Thank you guys for all who have been, you know, stayed locked down, who watched every episode.
Definitely.
What I need you guys to do, please, is actually, you know, like and share these videos with everybody, because you never know who you could impact, who could need these videos, and, you know, end up changing the rest of their lives.
Yeah.
So, thank you for tuning in to Paid and Passion. Let your passion work for you.